the Generation X motherfuckers just want to completely erase history. And I can't totally blame them, because if you think about it, and it goes back to our generation and our parents' generation, they've been trying to erase our history for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe, and I'm pulling back the onion already. I told you it's going to get deep, so I can't make no promises, my nigga. So if you think about this shit they already try to keep from us, it's nothing to them to erase history even further. So for them to say Beyonce is better than the past and all this, whatever, it's crazy, fam. There's no Beyonce without Aaliyah, and that's a fact.
Yeah, I actually, I actually kind of agree with that. Because in the conversation that I don't know how Beyonce ended up in the conversation. But of course, one of the Beehive members had to say something about Beyonce, and I was like, no, like you gotta understand, Beyonce is overall an entertainer. Like that's what she does. Like the type of music she puts out is not pure natural music like an Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston. Like the music she puts together, we're talking about like tracks like Drunken Love. Like Whitney Houston and Aretha, they're not singing no damn song like that. That's a song for pure entertainment. And when it comes to Aaliyah, like I don't know, man. Like you're right, Pete. Like it's just Aaliyah she was dope as fuck, man. And that's all I saw on the status. People were saying nah, she wasn't on. I'm like, but she was only 22 when she died. Like we don't even know what the decade after that would have been. Right? She was, mistake me if I'm wrong, but she was linking up with Dame Dash. She was fucking with Dame Dash around the time that she passed away. I'm like that shit right there. That would have been huge.
We in the meme generation, and it's so trash, bro. That's the thing with the social network shit, because you see shit, and it'll spark a whole debate and conversation when we can really use our platform for something else. But like you said, all this Aaliyah and Beyonce talk started with a meme because somebody put up a joint with T-Pain saying Aaliyah only get what does it say?
It says something about
her greatness is only her legacy equates to her dying early. Something crazy like that. Yeah. And then you have these motherfuckers bring in Beyonce when she had nothing to do with it. That's like you see, and I know you see these shit too. So you see the other shit like, who's the greatest rapper between these four? And you'll see fucking Chief Keef and Jay-Z and J. Cole and a fucking, like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
The reason why Beyonce is allowed to be where she's at is because Aaliyah had to be sacrificed.
I knew you was going to take it there. That's why I set up. That's why you say nothing. I know because
shit.
I mean, look. We know what time it is now. It's not a coincidence that Aaliyah was with Dame Dash and then Jay-Z's now with Beyonce.
Shit. Yeah,
it's not a coincidence that Jay-Z actually used to mess with Aaliyah before he messed with Beyonce. We all know. We all know that Beyonce was a little younger. I think 2 years younger than Aaliyah. We know how Jay-Z loves him young.
Y'all niggas said fuck pilling. Y'all niggas chop that shit up.
Yeah, we don't got time to fuck around. We don't got time to fuck around, man. It is what it is, though. Yeah. But that's how the industry works. Now, when I say sacrifice, I don't even mean that she necessarily. I don't know all the ins and outs of what it goes down, though. But it was really
shit.
Too heavy. The plane was too heavy. That's what went down. That's what's going down. That's what we're believing.
And I put this in the chat, and of course, people have been suspecting this, but Beyonce does black magic or whatever it's called, whatever type of magic she does, and and that shit is if people are familiar with like voodooism and ancient Egyptian culture and ancient culture, you're not even just Egyptian culture, but Indian culture. Like people know that this voodoo shit, this magic, this black magic shit, that shit is true. That they do that shit in other countries, nigga. And Beyonce's hip to that shit.
My wife's family is from Louisiana, bro, and I'm scared.
Yeah, that shit is. Yeah, bro, you fuck with the
I
wrong
believe
nigga.
that shit though.
Yeah.
That airplane shit, I believe that shit, but I believe it was done on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It was a small ass airplane. The shit was too heavy, and when it's too heavy, shit get weighed down. They guys in interviews was like he said he told her not to get on the plane, but apparently she quote unquote did anyway. But I believe that shit. I believe they did that shit to make it look like how it looked to America. So I think it was done on purpose. I feel what you're saying, but I definitely believe that's how she died because the plane was too fucking heavy. But purpose.
Oh no! I believe that though. But I believe, like you said, it was done on purpose. Yeah. Michael Jackson was killed by Conrad Murray, and
and they said
and fucking Prince was killed by influenza. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and with the Aaliyah shit, they even said the pilot was like under the influence or some shit like that. I think it was drunk or whatever it was.
He was under the influence. He's under the influence of the industry.
Yeah, nigga, you about to be you about to be a sacrificial lamb. And like, nigga, you about to be a sacrificial lamb.
We kill your wife and your unborn daughter. Yeah. How you feel about that?
Yeah.
What are you gonna choose, bro?
Mm-hmm. That's what it is in the industry, man. Like people, like I remember probably sometime last month when I got into it with the Mooney twins on Facebook, and we was talking about the Kevin Hart shit, and they were talking about
Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle smoked cigarettes.
Yeah,
I was like,
come on, man.
Crazy,
what does that have to do with his ability?
I wanted to chime in so bad, but I was like, let me relax. I'm not even gonna do that.
And I'm thinking like, yo, like, you don't even have to be in the industry. And I think another thing they were saying was the people who are talking about the Illuminati are all the washed up artists and shit. Like, come on, man. You really reaching now to say some shit like that. So you're talking about every artist that is not quote unquote popular is hating on the people that make it. Like Pete, I don't know if you saw it. The Ali Vegas joint on what he was on the joint with Doggy Diamonds, and he was talking about the shit that he saw.
I told you about that shit.
Oh yeah.
You
definitely did. Yeah, you definitely did. Cause,
but I was definitely going to lose to that, bro. Now look, man, listen. I'm not saying everybody do what everybody do, but I feel in order to get to a certain level, some shit definitely gotta be handled in order for them to keep something over you. And then I'm not because a lot of motherfuckers. Well, you trying to say just because they rich, everybody will say you can't get rich unless you doing this and doing that. Nah, it's ways to get money. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a Jay-Z level. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with a Sky Zoo level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, in order to get to a certain motherfuckers, they run America, fam. So it's like if America is a corporation and being run, how you think Hollywood not a corporation and being ran? Yeah. It's all jobs. It's all shit. The same way you got to sign up, take a piss test, and do this, that, and the third, nigga. You got to do some things to get to that level.
Yeah, their screening process is a little bit more robust, right? You ain't doing a piss test, nigga. Right. You taking a dick and ass. Pause.
No, you taking
it's not wrong because you're saying it based off of what they do, though, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously, you have people like Diddy and Jamie Foxx who don't mind taking in the ass. And even Kanye West. I mean, I love Kanye West as what the music that he produced, but as a person, he's taking in the ass. You know what time it is, though. Richard Pryor took it in the ass. He's admitted it.
We took it and gave it. He took it and gave it an ass. So let's
and gave it in the ass.
Yeah, so
to Marvin, who was gay.
And again,
he hit that note.
And I just want people to know that we're not, just because we're talking about their sexual purpose, has nothing to do with their ability to produce what they produced. Richard Pryor is a fucking genius. Marvin Gaye was a fucking genius. These niggas were.
I mean, listen, white people, they have Elton John, they got John Travolta, they got
George Michaels, right? George Michaels.
Who else is white? Don Lemon, Oprah. I'm trying to think of all the white people that said Tyler Perry's white. Listen, Listen, I'm joking, man.
I will say, but Tyler Perry, he do employ black people, man. I gotta give him. I don't know what Oprah and them. He opened a studio in Atlanta and brought that shit to the hood, and he got like, you gotta think about the janitors and security and like, you know, all the behind the scenes. I will give him props for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, he employs black people, but
here you go.
What he has had to subject, what he's had to do, the cooning and the homosexuality,
Amir need to show you stuff like that. On it.
It's hard. But you know what though? I mean, but that gets to and we can get to that on another show because we having fun. We having fun today though. But you know, the sacrifices that black people have to go through to try to get their push into Hollywood or whatever though, it's a lot. It's a lot. And in fact, it goes into, you know what I'm saying, what I was going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, though, after this, though. But Chuck, man, go ahead, man. Let's get into it, man. Yo, you know how we started, though, man. Chuck, go ahead. Start off the show, man.
Right.
Right. We like 10 minutes in this shit.
Hey, man, cool. we having fun, man. We having fun. We talking.
What we do.
Yeah, you know how we do. So this is the Common Sense Experience. We've been away for a little while, but we're back. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast. I'm Chuck here with Prop and Amir. What's up, fellas?
Mic check 1 2. What is this? What's good, fellas?
Man, listen, man. The most important thing in life, man, is your mama. So your mama. But yeah, I know what it is, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute, fellas. You know, life got in the way. And it happens, right? I mean, it's not, you know, this shit happens,
absolutely.
But you know, we're committed to seeing this shit grow, which is why, you know, we're recording this episode, man. So it's good to be back on. The therapy sessions are back in session. Definitely needed. I know I definitely need a therapy session. And we here, man. We gonna do this shit. Shit gonna be better. We're gonna be going to 2019. You're gonna looking out for some shit. We about to. Yeah, it's next level in 2019. Just be on the lookout.
Man, listen, man, Beyonce, you're an awesome human being, though. You have found a way to still remain the top, even in our goddamn start of our conversation. So,
hey.
I don't know how you did it. I don't know what voodoo you have though. I'm saying though, you know what I'm saying? No Tom Cruise. I'm saying when the witchcraft. But
yeah, hey, Beyonce, if you ever for in whatever way, in every miracle you get to hear this episode, we love you, right? Don't try that shit on us.
Man, listen,
don't try that shit on us.
Hey, Beyonce, just know that, you know what I'm saying though, if they don't work out with with Jay-Z, I don't want to be with you, but I will smash. Especially as the hope dies as you get older. Listen, man, we got teachers being assaulted by students and then getting fucking fired because they fought back. You got Tina Turner. We want to send out prayers for Tina Turner though, man. Hope that she gets through that though, and hope her white husband helps her out. That's so petty. But Tina Turner, listen, seriously though, no, jokes aside though, man, Tina Turner is a legend. Regardless of who she chose as a mate though, she's a legend. Anime,
did you just say who she chooses to mate?
Who she chooses to mate with, yeah. Who chooses to mate with, you know what I'm saying though, but she's never been a person that spoke out against black people. Like some coons who date white people though, but she's never spoke for. She's kind of just been Tina Turner. She's really been allowed to be just Tina Turner. Nobody's really pushed her to choose a side though, that's cool. Some people, like J. Cole said, you know what I'm saying, I don't want you to speak about certain things though. We're gonna fuck it up. So yeah, just be Tina Turner though. Just don't coon out. Just live your life. Yeah. Live your best life. You ain't gotta go back and forth with us niggas. Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl. This bitch. What's the goofy comedian bitch? The goofy white comedian bitch.
Not Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, thank you.
Yeah.
Who's been acting like she's now down for black people and all that stuff though. Yeah, bitch, you're not famous anymore. That's the right line. Why didn't you do that while you were famous? Because black issues were still going on then. All right. Nate Peterman Jesus Christ. And then obviously we have to talk. You know what? I'm gonna start here. You gotta talk about voting. We gotta talk about voting now. We gotta talk about the voting. No, we gotta talk about the voting. We gotta talk about the voting. You spark it off. You talk about it. You spark it off.
Facts.
You spark it off. Don't spark it off. All right, listen, man. Listen, I am beyond sick and tired of the black elite using black people to make sure that they don't get in trouble with their masses. It's sickening to me. Go out and vote. Michelle Obama telling people to go out and vote. Bitch, your husband was in office for 8 years and nothing happened. I used the word bitch. I said Michelle Obama. I'm so sorry. I can say that. I can say that someone else is the baddest bitch, but I can't call her a bitch. But I thought bitch meant a good thing.
God damn it!
I didn't say what type of bitch she was.
He on the Lupe. He on this Lupe shit right now.
See, so yeah, right. So is bitch bad or bitch good? I don't know. But I'm just keeping it real, man. It's just it's sickening to see because they use that in the same way these preachers, saying you want black people to go ahead and do something, you either go tell them to hope or to pray. So you go to the church or you tell them to go to the polls. You want to use white people, you go off their patriotism. So you tell them either to go ahead to the polls or you tell them to hang black people on trees. And it's just a sickening thing that they do because they know what they're doing. I don't think Oprah and all these people don't know. T.I., y'all from the damn South. Y'all know what time it is. Tyler Perry, you know what time it is. And for people that's not from the South, y'all know what time it is. But because y'all want to keep certain positions, let's make sure that black people don't fuck up what the fuck we got going on. That's what the fuck it is. And it's bullshit. And I'm tired of it. Yeah, and I had a conversation with my mom, and she said, it makes sense. But at the same point in time, she was like, well, the sense you make doesn't matter right now because, you just need to vote. Well, at least just vote. What the fuck for?
That's programming, yo. That's programming.
Our unity matters more. Like, we don't have unity. Asian people are the least amount of people that are the least represented people in far as voting. Why don't they vote? Because they know that voting is bullshit. Having businesses, having backing. Now, you can vote where the fuck you want to vote in. You can vote in 10 million black people. I don't give a fuck. What backing do you have if the system is still controlled by white people who still can control what the fuck goes on?
Yeah.
So it's just sickening, a sickening thing to see. It's a sickening process to see. If you had the highest position that you could have and nothing happened for you, what the fuck are we talking about? I mean, yeah, go ahead, man. Chuck, Pete, let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's two things. It's two things I want to bring up to y'all boys. Okay. And the first thing came from, I was listening to Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to Joe Budden, Roy and Maul and them. Parks, great podcast. We'll let us link up with y'all boys one day. I know y'all don't fuck with no name niggas, but we working, we grinding. So if you hear this, but y'all inspired me. They was talking about Marvin Gaye or whatever, right? Talking about how Quincy Jones said what he said or whatever. And Joe Budden, you know how random he be. He brought up some shit talking about how he was talking to somebody one day. And he was talking about how, when you listen to Marvin Gaye, what's going on, Inner City Blues and all that shit, how it's still relevant to this day. Or any other song. We'd always be like, damn, yo, that timeless music is crazy how that shit's still relevant to this day. And the person he was talking to was like, yo, that's kind of, you think about it for real, that's kind of ass backwards and fucked up and show you where we at and where we still at in this world. It's like, because why are the fucking them songs still relevant in 2018? You know what I'm saying? Like, he wrote this shit back in the 70s, even before that, Emmett Till, police beatings and shit. You know what I mean? All that shit is still relevant to this day. You know what I mean? All the music, all the songs. Why? That's not a good thing. I mean, it's great music, absolutely. Great to listen to vibe out, whatever the fuck. But to those concepts and those words are still relevant because that shit is still going on. So that brings me to my number two thing. And, you know, you going to vote, whatever. I'm not going to knock voting. You know, I feel everything my brother Amir said. I understand his point of view. Some things, you know, I may, like, have a discrepancy with, but majority, I get it. And I understand it. And that's how I feel. And it's like, I'm not going to knock it. You going to do it, you going to do it. My thing is, everybody come out to say vote, right? You see the hashtags, the Instagram messages and shit, blah, blah, all this. You know, you see motherfuckers shooting videos, got photo shoots with the stickers and shit. All of that you see for the voting, right? But Eric Gardner get murked, Mike Brown get murked, Trayvon Martin get murked. All that enthusiasm and all that shit when you see when the bullshit is actually going on. That's my thing. And if you do shit behind closed doors, cool. I'm not one to judge anybody, but it's just my question is all this hype for the voting, but what about the hype for after? Because it's quiet now still. Like, what we going to do about it? What we going to do in the fucking community about it? Picking a name don't mean shit unless we put action behind it, fam. Y'all always talking about our ancestors did this and or about all this and did that, sacrificed their lives for voting, which is fucking true. Emmett Till got his fucking face beat in because he so-called, quote-unquote, whistled to a white woman. And later said that shit wasn't true. Okay, but cool. You know what I mean?
You talking about the bitch got old and trying to get into heaven?
George Zimmerman is still chilling, fam. Like, he cooling in the cut. Shot a whole kid. Followed him. The kid didn't do anything to act like he was about to cause that man harm. And he died because he was a black kid in a nice neighborhood. Tall as fuck. Like, come on, man. That's my thing. We gonna vote cool, but what we gonna do after this shit? Nigga, somebody voted for, a dead pimp won the joint in Nevada. Fam, that's what voting did. Voting didn't get Richard the Gilliam homie voted in Florida, but it got the Daniel, the pimp, the bunny ranch nigga. It got him elected, even though he did. He's gone. He's no longer here on this earth. He's perished. That's what voting did. Come on, man. Let's do. My bad. I'm off on a tangent. Go ahead, Chuck. My bad.
You good, man. You good, bro. All right, so I got a couple of things. I'm gonna try and keep this shit brief, man. So one, I was listening to an interview today, on a Rock Newman show. It's on YouTube. It's a Washington D.C. joint. Comes on. He's they do it on the campus of Harvard University. Now, sidebar, I don't know if Rock Newman is black or white. I think he's white. But this nigga be having all types of black people. Like, he had Dr. Sabi on his show, Dr. Claude Anderson, Tariq Nasheed. He's had so if he is white, he's definitely, I say he's definitely for
George Tyler. George Tyler. He's chilling. He's for the people.
Yeah. He's definitely progressive and definitely for black people. But nonetheless, he was interviewing Eaton Thomas, the nigga that played for the Wizards. And this is some shit I didn't know about Eaton Thomas, that he's an activist. So he wrote a book and where he interviewed he interviewed certain different athletes, right? I think he interviewed Paul Wall, he interviewed Dwayne Wade, a bunch of interviews, and he put his shit in the book. And he also interviewed some of the families of the victims of the police killings, particularly Trayvon Martin. And he was talking to the family, and he says, and he was talking to Javaris, which I think is Trayvon's brother. And he was like, you know what, Eaton? He said that if it wasn't for the athletes wearing the T-shirts and the hoodies and shit, like, nobody would have never knew about his brother. And he's like, well, what you mean? He was like, well, after the killing, they went to the news media to say, hey, can you cover this story on my brother? They told him no, because it's not important. They said they told him that it's just another black kid that got, it's not newsworthy. It's another black kid that got killed. Right. And he said if it wasn't for the athletes stepping up, wearing the T-shirts and the hoodies and shit, Trayvon's story would have never been told. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking crazy. And he was saying that just goes to show the power that athletes could potentially have. And I say potentially because a lot of them, at least that we know, I mean, they could be doing shit behind the scenes, but at least on the surface, aren't doing shit. But again, I could be wrong because, like I said, I didn't even know Eaton Thomas was an activist. I didn't know he was writing books and shit. So I could be completely off the rocker with this shit. And the second point I want to wrap up with is when it comes to the voting piece, the issue that I have with voting is that the person that we're looking to elect into an office position, what is their agenda? And what I mean by that is you can't as a public official, you can't exclusively be for one group. Like that will never, like that shit. We can't elect, I don't know, Kwame Chalif to be congressman, and he goes on and he's doing interviews and said, I'm only for black people. Like that shit will never happen. So the problem is that when we elect these congressmen into office, and they're talking about, oh yeah, we're going to better education, we're going to do X, Y, and Z and shit. The problem is that the education system is still fucked up. Like in terms of teaching black kids how to survive in America, and that's the shit that Carter G. Woodson talks about in The Miseducation of the Negro. It's like this whole education shit is fucked up. So yeah, you giving quote unquote black kids better access to education, but you're giving them access to miseducation.
That's an album too, that's
right?
Dope.
Like so the question is that really beneficial? Like you're sending more black kids to these schools, giving them equal access to education, but they're being miseducated. So you're miseducating more people. So in order for an effective political campaign to work, if we elected somebody in the office and we expect them to rewrite. I can't even say that shit. Rewrite. They would have to completely change the educational system for black kids, because as Amos Wilson says, you can't teach white kids and black kids the same, because the psychology is different. And that's a fact. We can't debate that. You know how they have all these psychology books and all this shit. All these psychology books in the schools and all this shit. That shit is written for white people. That's coming from a white person's psychology, because there's so many factors that come into play when you're talking about psychology. So I mean, it's like we're talking about just shit, just use basic skin color, that melanin, all that shit plays a difference. Culture, how we interpret music differently from other races, how we learn, all that shit comes into play when we talk about psychology. See, this European shit just approaches it from one perspective, just a brain perspective. But from an African or black psychology, nah, nigga, we include the senses, taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing, all that shit is included in a true Afrocentric education. And that's the shit that we need somebody to focus on if we're going to elect somebody in office. I don't need nobody to say, oh, we're going to make education better. We're going to give better access to education. I don't want better access to education that's not holistic, because you're just making me dumber. So that's it, man. I mean, let me digress.
Alton Sterling, Corinne Gaines, Eric Gardner, Tandra Bland, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin. These are all people killed during the Obama administration. He did nothing.
Thanks, man.
As he held the highest office. Philando Castile, and the list can go on and on. And this is the highest office that was held. So for these and I gotta say it plain. For these people with no testicular fortitude, and for these women who hold their pussy in high regards, for them to hold no pussy-fitude. Where was Obama when this was happening?
Oh, you talk about my president.
Really
right,
quick.
That's got good about my president.
Don't talk about Obama.
Rump. But you sound like fucking Cuba Gooding Jr. when he was playing radio.
Like, really quick, my bad, man. I don't want to dominate the shit, but I was watching the Rock Newman shit again. Like, I've been on that shit the past couple of days. And last night, I was watching it last night. He was interviewing Minister Farrakhan, and Minister Farrakhan was talking about the whole voting shit and putting people in the office and shit. And he was like, the problem is all the way up to the president is that when you have these lobbyists, you have these corporations, you have these organizations, when you have these quote unquote secret societies that have money and they're like, yo, I'm gonna give you 10 stacks. Just stay quiet about this. Don't say shit. It's up to that person to either take the money and not say shit, or turn down the money, say some shit, and suffer the consequences.
Obama was bought by Wall Street.
Yeah.
And we know that.
And who
Obama was bought by Wall Street, Goldman Sachs, and all these motherfuckers. Though he probably had to suck Goldman Sachs. The fuck, man, we talking about right now? This is the bullshit that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We don't know who the fuck Asian people vote for or Jewish people vote for. They don't vote. They got their money.
Yeah.
Who the fuck represents the Asian vote? Do you know? Do you really even know who represents the Latina vote? For real. This is a Latina voting. That's a Latina in the election. You don't fucking know. You don't fucking know who votes for these motherfuckers. But you know who votes for the black people. Who the black people are voting for. You know what? Who they're going after. Fucking Hillary Clinton had the nerve and the audacity and the balls, but she probably has balls, to have the nerve to go up to goddamn the Breakfast Club with hot sauce in her purse.
Yo, that pissed me off. Hold on, wait a minute. How did people was really feeling that though, like that was a good move. That was baffling to me. I'm like, my niggas, y'all don't see that this is bullshit? That pissed me off, Sam.
The bitch who pulled all the hot sauce out of her purse.
I didn't know that.
Breakfast Club. And I was tired of them niggas.
This is what goes on. That's why she was doing a move. She felt like I can't really play an instrument. So you know what? I can't do what my husband did on Arsenio Hall and pull out a saxophone. So let me go ahead and pull out some hot sauce.
Right.
Are you out of your mind, you fucking goof bitch? That's the fuck she did. So that's what they do, though, because they know either we have to go with their church or their entertainers, hope or faith. White people, patriotism, period. When you go for the white people, what do? You go out and you make sure that you go out to the ball games, right? You make sure that you go out to whatever tragedy is happening that's white.
Right. To the barbecue
because
spot. They
don't come out when fucking Kareem, Kwame, or goddamn, you know what I'm saying, though, Shantae gets shot, but they'll come out, though, if Little Billy gets shot. Or if there's a mass murder that's all white people or gays. There's going to be all black people as long as they're gay. That's the world we're living in.
Yeah, that's what it is. That club in what is that club in Orlando? That gay club that got shut up?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You're during a presidential during an election, whatever office you're trying to get. Absolutely.
That shit was all over.
Come out and support that though.
Yeah.
Everybody says let's support the Orlando shooting, but nobody says let's support the Groove shooting that happens on Broadway here in Buffalo. But I thought all lives matter, right? Listen, man.
George Zimmerman was signing autographs for fucking Skittle bags, my nigga. Damn.
Now, what if a black person said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and have people. I don't know which weapon that what was her name? What was her goofy name? John Benet Ramsey was killed with. But I'm gonna go to all little girl pageants and I'm gonna have people sign the weapon that she was killed with. Never know. Now people sign that.
Yeah.
What would happen to that person? Being black, killed on the spot. Terror. That's terror, as we have been terrorized. But in having just a little bit of fun, and I think we're gonna have fun with this topic. Actually, even though it sounds a little. What do I think about the teacher?
I didn't hear
that got beat up. He beat up the student. Pete, did you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the court. I was watching the court.
No, as a father that has a son, how would you feel if that was your son? And how would you feel how the teacher reacted? Go ahead, Pete.
My son wouldn't put himself in that position.
Right, your son wouldn't. But I'm saying if he did, because we all can get out of pocket.
A real father see that shit. A real father gonna whoop his son ass. A real father is gonna apologize to the teacher, like, yo, I take care of it. You know what I'm saying? This fucking old teacher, man, on some dumb shit. And these Mexican Corey Hogan brought up a good point, man. Like, y'all niggas black too. Everybody down black people, Mexicans, Spanish people. It was a little Mexican boy or whatever, a little Hispanic boy doing it, calling him nigga and putting his hands in it, and it's like this is the second time this teacher went through that. These fucking kids they bugging, yo. They look, man. I would my son will have an issue when he get home. That's me being me, because that's fucked up and that's disrespectful. Yeah. And come on, man, come on.
That's a dad and mom whooping. You gotta get both. You gotta get both.
Yeah. That's what you getting two ass whoopings when you get home. Shit.
Yeah. And matter of fact, Uncle and Jack, if you ever go off your teacher like that, now if a teacher just go off and haul off and hit you or whatever, though, we coming at the teacher. Listen, Jack and Jacob, man, and Mia, and Chuck and your dog. Listen, we're coming at you.
Coming at you, bro.
you gonna get mom, dad, grandparents, and uncles shit. You getting all that. You getting all that smoke.
Yeah.
With love. Gotta make sure we say with love.
Like we said at high school,
everybody's trying to make it sound like we say it with a malice intent. We're on this joint though, but I know what it is though. But we coming at your ass. We're coming to get you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different generation that's growing up. Obviously, clearly it's a different generation that's growing up. But and of course, when we were their age, we did dumb shit, man. We ain't perfect, but we knew there were certain lines we just couldn't cross. That we wouldn't cross. But kids these days, I don't want to say they're fearless, but they're not aware of the consequences of their actions. Like they're less in tune.
They don't give a fuck about themselves, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They don't give a fuck about themselves. And if they don't give a fuck about themselves, what makes you think they don't give a fuck about you?
Yeah.
And it's exactly, when I moved to Ohio, I worked at the Buckeye Ranch. I didn't mean to cut you off, Chuck, but you hit it right on the nose. I had to say it before I forgot it. But this kid was beefing this other dude. I get in between. I'm like, yo, chill. Like, you gotta be a talented dude. Long story short, the niggas exactly said, yo, I don't give a fuck about me, man. Any niggas getting my way. It's nothing. It's like, bro, you 17 saying this shit. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all been through shit. Like you right? We all, niggas been nuts. Nigga, it ain't nothing new that everybody doing. It's nothing but a cycle. But the thing is, like you said, we had an ounce. We had an ounce of care. We had an ounce of care in us. We gave a fuck just enough.
Yeah.
So, we respect our parents. We went through shit, but we still know that's the OGs, whatever. But we, nigga, we done treated with life and death. But it's different now. They just don't give a fuck.
They don't. That shit. They don't, bro. That shit is it's fucking bananas, man. Like it's crazy. It's. I don't want to say it's crazy, but it actually kind of is, man. Like I just be hearing the conversations and the dialogue between the kids and the parents. I'm like, yo, the fuck? If I said some shit like that when I was a kid to my parents, I'm getting knocked the fuck out.
They friends. Everybody friends.
Yeah, this friends. Nah, man. I'm your parent. I'm not your friend. Fuck that. I'm not your friend at all. That's what you go to school for. That's what you go in the neighborhood for. I'm not your friend. And that's the problem, man. The kids, I don't know, man. And I think there's a lot that goes into it. Of course, the media, the type of TV shows that are on. Like we didn't have quote unquote reality shows when we were growing up. Like we wasn't exposed to that shit. We had Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like we had those family structure type of shows, and they got rid of that shit off the air.
No, we did like we had. It was like you still had what's this shit? Real World and shit. We had, but it was a balance. There's no balance no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we had Family Matters. to the real world and shit and whatever the fuck like BET shit, College Hill shit. You know, like we had, but it was a balance.
Ooh, College Hill.
Yeah, he would go back.
You remember Harlem Heights?
Come on, man. Harlem Heights.
Oh, I love that bro from Harlem Heights. I think her name was like, I think her name was like Ashley or something. I forgot.
Yeah, it was some joy, but it was balanced and shit. But it was no more crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's the way we live in, man.
Well, College Hill had the light skin joint too.
She was on the.
It was on the island.
Season. But no, that was the second season. Third season, Shorty was back. Yeah, man, don't chill. Let me start. She reminded me. Well, that was back in the day.
College Hill, the College Hill broad that was light skinned though. She was bad as. I want to see her now. Yeah. I hope she aged well. Please age well. Yeah. Oh man, she was bad though, man. But
let's move on. What's next?
Listen. As far as all right, man. Listen, I'm gonna get into this real quick. I'm gonna get it out the way. I'm just gonna get out the way. Nate Peterman. Listen, man. Why is he still in the team?
Yo.
You know why? You know why he is? Because.
Oh, Chuck, go ahead and say it.
You know why?
Because you ought to say some real shit, Charles, right now.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out. Check me out, right? This is about to be a bar. It's about to be a bar right now.
It's about to be a bar.
So you ever been walking outside and you stepped in some shit and you didn't know you stepped on some shit? And then, like, you get to the house and, like, what the fuck is that smell? The fuck is that smell, right? So you search in the house and shit, and then a day or two go by, and you need a front door, and like, what the fuck? And you pull up your shoe, and you're like, God damn, there's some shit on the bottom of my sneaker. The problem is, Buffalo hasn't realized that they have shit on the bottom of their sneaker.
You're stupid.
That's why Peterman is still on the fucking team. They still think for whatever reason he's an asset.
I thought y'all was gonna come with the civil rights shit, because what I was gonna say was if they ain't think Kaepernick had proof of collusion before, my nigga, look at the fucking bills. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, fam.
Yeah.
And he may start again.
Yeah.
If that dude looked like me or you, he would not be in the fucking league. Fam.
He must be sucking a lot of Pagua dick.
Fam, I'm not fucking with the process, man. And they asked, I don't know if y'all boys saw the interview. They asked Sean McDermott, dude, and he tap danced that shit better than Gregory Hines. He's like, were any talks of signing Colin Kaepernick before signing Derek Anderson? Well, the decisions that are made by the general manager are not all discussed with me, but I do have a recollection of some things that were discussed, but we made moves that were best for the team. What, so is it a yes or no, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? So it's disgusting, it's nasty, it's ugly. I don't know if y'all watch the Joe Budden Award. They be like, they give out nasty awards. All that quarterback situation deserves a nasty award. It's fucking disgusting. And they ever going to sign Matt Barkley? Are y'all fucking kidding me? Y'all go ahead and sign. Y'all go from Nate Peterman, Derek Anderson, who's still in concussion protocol, to Matt Barkley? You fucking serious?
And all that shit right there, it reminds me of the shit that I wrote though about shit on the bottom of the shoes, because like just the word and I said that it's like being compared. You running, the bitch is running, and then all of a sudden she looks down and she looks at the bottom of her shoes. She sees shit, and the first thing she say is and bitches think that is an appropriate thing to say to a motherfucking person. Like that's cool, and you're supposed to just take that. Not, you pair to shit on the bottom of your shoes. You know what I'm saying? Though that shit, like I'm saying, you gotta think. If you see shit, you say and so for you to look at my face and to go bitch, you are comparing me to shit shoes, and that shit's fucked up, man. So. It's the word and that's what he is. Y'all read the shit that he was actually called Nathan Interception Peterman.
Damn, I didn't know it.
For a minute on Wikipedia, they had to take it down. For a minute, he was actually looked up as, before it was Nathan. I forget what the actual middle name that he has though, which has no weight. Who gives a fuck? But he was Nathan Interception Peterman. It was a whole joint. They somebody hacked it and fucked it up though. But on Wikipedia, it was Nathan Interception Peterman. Nip. His name was Nip for a minute.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's depressing being a Bills fan right now. It really is.
He's fucking Terry Pagula. I feel like something's
going
on with them too.
He's up in here with Pagula and his wife. Like, they doing all types of shit.
Absolutely.
He's fucking both of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the Tony Romo of our team, except Tony Romo at least was somewhat good.
That's true.
He just wasn't successful enough to get into the playoffs enough though. But
Nathan is that nigga's. He's sucking dick like 3 or 4 times a day.
He's definitely tossing Reuben Brown salad.
Oh yeah. This nigga's sucking. He's sucking Padua's dick while fouling Sean's balls. Like, this nigga's going
right.
in.
It's something. It's definitely something going down though, man. He's fucking Clay Aiken while singing Ruben Studdard songs. There's something going down, man.
Yeah, man.
There's something gay going down. I mean, what's it? Clearly you're gay.
Clearly you're gay. Shit, fuck that, man. Put me in the game, bro. Put me in the game, man. I won't.
But we can't trust the owner that initials are TP. Oh man, I'm sorry, Topping Penis, but Topping Penis, you gotta stop. You gotta stop, man. You gotta give it up, man. What the fuck are we? We just made the playoffs last year. We came to celebrate for another year. The fuck?
And it's not only that.
What the fuck are we talking about right now, man?
It's not just that. Y'all wasted a great fucking defense. Y'all asked my man Kyle Williams to come back. Like, what's the point? Like, nigga, if y'all gonna fucking tank, man. Like, that's to be the bullshit. We got one of the illest defenses in the league right now. We fucking wasting it, bro. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy.
If you tank, you know you got to go deep in the shit though. Shout out to Tank, who's fucking Jamie Foxx. But listen, I'm just saying that
Damn. What they say on Smack Joint? Damn.
We know Tank is fucking Jamie Foxx. Come on now. That's not something.
Shit like that.
Jamie Foxx shouldn't be nothing new. Listen, I know I say certain shit. I don't give a fuck. People gonna think worse of me? You gonna get mad? I don't give a fuck, man. And we don't give a fuck because we speak the truth, though. But we speak, even though we listen, man. We all gonna rib. People gonna rib on me. People gonna rib on all of us. You know what I'm saying? Though, whether they right or wrong about the ribbon, but at the end of the day, we speak for our people. When it comes to certain issues, we take our ribbing and our jokes aside, and we make sure that we come together and on these issues, and then we go ahead and then we can have those personal issues to the side. And that's what makes communities work. Not voting, you dumb fucks. I'm gonna vote because my grandmother couldn't vote. She probably was better off than you. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Yeah.
She probably was better off than you because she couldn't vote. So she actually had to make a way out of no way. And she probably didn't have the words to say, but she probably wanted you to actually realize that even though she wanted you to prosper, that voting and doing all this, getting actually into the system isn't the way. And I gotta ask the question: who do y'all think are the grimiest people as far as a crew? Hood ass people or bougie people? And I mean, listen, I'm gonna be very specific because I want to be very specific on this. I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, the crowds. When you go out to the clubs, who do y'all feel is more grimy? When you go out to a club, who's more grimy? The hood crowds or the bougie crowds? Who do y'all feel like it when y'all go out?
Damn, son. Who's worse? The bougie crowd or the hood crowd?
Well, for me, I'll say this for me. So I'll make sure I answer this first for me. I feel like the hood crowd has been given the reputation of being more grimy and the look of being more grimy, like, oh man, she fucked this and that, whatever though. But you get into the bougie crowd, and because you have a lot of dudes that get into the bougie crowd, and they're not used to the type of women that they're getting, and so they do sucker shit. And so I feel like I see a lot more grimy. I feel like I see at least the same level. I feel like they get a pass because they try to call out ghetto bitches, quote unquote. But y'all do the same ghetto shit, but y'all do it underneath that y'all are in a sorority and fraternity, or y'all in those crowds.
Who gets a pass? The bougie niggas?
Oh no, they get a pass. They never get a pass. I'm just saying, I've seen more grimy shit in those crowds than I have seen, in totality, than I've seen in the ghetto crowds. I feel like.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going with the bougie niggas, man, because you know they. No, because at least with the hood niggas, you know what you're getting, right?
Yeah, true.
You know what with the bougie niggas, it's like, damn, nigga, what side of the fence you playing, my nigga? You on opposite defense,
right?
I mean, and they put on this picture like they're doing X, Y, and Z, and they got this and that, but they not. That's not them. They're fake. Mm-hmm. They're fake. Mm-hmm. At least with the hood niggas, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, you know what type of game. It's like fighting either. If you fight Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying though. Versus fighting Hagler. The Hagler, he's gonna throw punches for each round.
Yeah.
You know, Mayweather, you gotta, it's defense, it's all this bullshit. It's like, damn, nigga, goddamn.
Nigga, how do I beat you, nigga? What the fuck?
I'm trying to fight. You don't want to fight? You trying to play defense? And you're the best defender ever?
Nigga, I ain't trying to dance, nigga. I want to fight, nigga. Nigga be in the ring dancing and shit.
Pete, what do you feel? Where have you seen the most griminess?
I can't lie, nigga. Fucking both. I'm an
introvert. No. All right, fair enough.
No. Fuck that. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. If you had to pick one, nigga, I need you to pick one of them motherfuckers.
Where have you seen the most obvious griminess as far as fucking over each other's man? Like yo, this my man's, and this and that though, and then going back and telling shit and doing shit, and just even with the women, and going ahead and talking to homegirl and fucking this. Where have you seen the most griminess from? In your own opinion. Your own opinion can't be ours and Charles. Mine and Charles, though, but I feel like it's the same, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you put it that way. The bougie shit, absolutely.
And it has to be, man. It just...
Yeah. Because it be them weird niggas. It be them weird niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Weird niggas do that shit. And what I mean by weird, because I'm weird. We all got our quirks.
We all weird. We all weird, but we're not weirdos.
But them weird niggas, them weirdo niggas,
they're weirdos. It's different.
Oh, you fucking with your man? Oh, that's my man. He walk with you to the bathroom. You tell your bitch, he tell you he got herpes and shit. Like, niggas, those be the weird niggas. Like, those are the weird niggas. They do dumb shit. They do weird, out the box, random shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they stay on the bougie side more so. So
bougie across the board, my nigga.
Right out, man. Listen. Hey, it's a lot of motherfuckers that look at me like, yo, Amir, man, listen, man, hey man, listen, man, I'm cool with you. I know you cool with me, right? I know who you know, who knows who you do. Yeah. just understand that. Don't fuck with me. Don't think you can fuck with me because I'm not the person to fuck with. And so I don't know, man. It's just you know why I come. You know what? In all seriousness, beyond the jokes or whatever, I hate because they control how people react because they have certain status. That's why I say certain things, because I don't want people to think that they should be the ones to follow. And I have to say it like that. Because black people are conditioned to follow this. White people can follow their celebrities and not give a fuck about their political beliefs at all. Black people go give a fuck. If Jay-Z says do this, black people will be like, oh shit, I gotta do this. Or whomever. And I just want to make sure that we know that's a lot of sucker shit that goes down. You know what I'm saying, though? And we don't follow people based off of how we should follow them, based off of how we told that we should follow them. I just want to make sure that's out there, though. All right. We cover a lot of shit, though, tonight, though, man. Y'all have anything else before we go out?
Nah, man, that was cool. That was much needed.
Yeah, that was a good release. Pause.
You want me back at it?
I'm glad you said that. Chuck.
Yeah,
thank you, bro.
Yeah, that sounded terrible.
Thank you.
The fuck?
That was all bad, bro.
Yo, Chuck, that was a major pause. God damn, Chuck, you didn't have to say that either. Chuck, you a nasty nigga, man. You grew up in the wrong house. So shout out to the Jefferson house.
Nasty award.
Yo, man, listen, man. Yo, Justin, Little Donnie, Damien, Adriana.
Yeah, that was straight savagery I grew up around, bro. I'm nasty because of them. I'm nasty because of them niggas.
Arlene.
I'm nasty because of them niggas.
Yeah. Justin, Jeremy, Jared.
Yeah.
No, man. Brandon, all of them, man, coming around. Rondell, all of them. Goddamn, Chuck, you nasty. You nasty fuck. You're the worst, though, because you're conservative nasty, which means is you could actually go on a podium and talk, though, and then still talk like this.
Say some shit, be like,
I can never be in front of Congress.
And say some nasty shit like that.
I can't be in front of Congress, period.
You gotta phrase it
in
right.
front of Congress?
You gotta phrase it right, huh? Yeah, that.
Chuck, I can speak articulate, but I'm in front of Congress. I want to be like, yo, man, look, fuck you, motherfuckers. You actually speak, and you still nasty. This is what people think that Chuck is a diplomat.
No, there's nothing diplomatic about me.
No. People don't think that. You have that, though.
Yeah.
You have it, but Jesus Christ, Chuck, you a nasty. I love it, man. I love it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say my in and out. God loves y'all. I barely tolerate y'all. You gotta know what it is, though. Man, you gotta do your thing. Do your thing, and then Pete, you go ahead and end it out.
All right, yeah, we out, man. So we're back. The Common Sense Experience. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We about to start pumping out content, a lot of it. So just be sure to subscribe so you can get notification when we go live.
Pause. Pumping out content? Look, man. Oh, Pete, man. Goddamn, Chuck, man.
He says it means peace, man. Be back at it.
Peace out, niggas. Keep it wet.